Hello friends, welcome to Learner's Planet. Friends, in this session I'm taking the questions from IBPS paper 2013 and 14. Some doubts I'm solving over here. Those doubts have been sent by a student. So let's begin the session, and once again, suggestion, just pause the session when the question appears on the screen, and just try to do it on your own, and then only go for the explanation or solution. Okay, so this way you'll be able to practice the questions in better manner and will be able to prepare for your final exams. Okay, so let's begin the session and be ready with your paper and pen. So here we have the first set of questions. There are 5 questions based on this information. So first of all, what we do, we just try to tabulate this given information, or just if there is any requirement of Venn diagram, we'll just draw the Venn diagram, right? So all the 5-6 questions can be answered very easily. So the first thing is, in a college 150 students of MBA are enrolled. The ratio of boys and girls 7:8. Now that's pretty simple. This is 150 and this is 7 plus 8, 15, right? That is a ratio of boys and girls. So precisely the numbers are 70 and 80. 70 boys and 80 girls. Okay, so boys and girls 70 and 80. There are 3 disciplines, marketing, HR and finance in the college. In marketing discipline, there are 50% girls of the total number and the boys are 40% of the total number. Okay, so this is marketing and the girls are 50%. That means 35 girls are there, right? And I'm sorry, this is boys, so I just change it. 80 girls. So marketing 50%, so that is 40 girls of their total number, and boys are 40% of their total number. So 40% in marketing, so that is 28. In HR discipline, girls are 30% of their total number. Okay, so HR 30% of total, that is 24. While boys are 30% of their total number, so that is HR 21. Okay, finance discipline has girls 20% of their total number and boys 30% of their total number. Now one thing we can see over here, in marketing 50% girls of total number, in HR 30%, so 50 and 30, 80%, and in finance discipline has girls 20% of their total. So in finance I just write 20% of their total, that is 16. Okay, and 30 boys 30%, so boys finance 30% is 21. Okay, now I think there is some overlapping because over here 7 boys and 9 girls are in HR and marketing both. So we need to draw a Venn diagram from this given information. Okay, so the individual information of boys and girls we are having over here: boys finance, marketing, HR, and girls finance, marketing, HR. Now we draw the Venn diagram separately for boys and girls. So this is for boys, the 3 streams: marketing, finance, HR. Similarly for girls, marketing, finance, HR. Now whenever you have to fill up the Venn diagrams, you start filling the center data, that is the overlapping or the common region between the 3 circles, right? So here 2 boys and 3 girls, so here it is 2 and here it is 3. After that 7 boys, HR and marketing, so HR and marketing 7 boys are there. We already have filled up 2, so remaining 5 will be over here. So this region is actually common between marketing and HR. 2 is already filled up over here, so remaining 5 we are filling up over here. Okay, so 7 boys, similarly 9 girls in HR and marketing, so HR and marketing 9 girls, 3 is there, 6 will be here. Similarly 6 boy is HR and finance, so HR and finance 6 boys, 2 is already done, so remaining 4 is there, and 7 girls in HR and finance. HR and finance 7 girls, 3 is already done, remaining 4. 5 boys in marketing and finance. Marketing and finance 5, 2 is already done, so 3 will be here. Similarly, 8 girls in marketing and finance, so 3 is already done, so 5 will be here. Okay, now what this total of the circle of boys marketing should be 28, right? As we have already calculated. Now this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so remaining 18 will be over here. Similarly, the total of circle of finance will be 21. So 4 and 3, 7 and 2, 9. So 21 minus 9. Then total of HR should be 21. So 4 and 5, 9 and 2, 11, 11 and this is 10. Similarly for girls, marketing should be 40. So 5 and 3, 8, 8 and 6, 14. So 40 minus 14, 26. For finance, it should be 16. 5 and 4, 9 and 3, 12. So it is 4. Then for HR, it should be 24. 6 and 4, 10 and 3, 13. So it must be 11. So now we are we have finished up the Venn diagrams. We have tabulated the entire data or the entire information given in this paragraph has been tabulated now, right? Now we can directly take the questions. Now the first question, what percentage of students are enrolled in all the 3 disciplines? So in all there are 5 students, that is already given. 2 boys and 3 girls are enrolled in all the 3 disciplines. So 5 students out of 150. So 5 out of 150, that is 1 by 30. See, 1 by 3 is 33.33%. So 1 by 30 will be just 1 decimal. We just shift left hand side. So it will be 3.33%, right? So pretty simple question is that. No need to go for any sort of paperwork. So your answer will be this. Now what is the respective ratio of boys and girls only in marketing discipline? So boys only marketing is 18 and girls only marketing is 26. So the ratio will be 9:13. Pretty simple. So once you have tabulated all the information, then the question answering will be really very easy. You will hardly take 20 to 30 seconds for each question after that. Okay. Then we have the ratio of number of boys in marketing and finance both and that of girls in finance only. So boys marketing and finance. Marketing and finance both, boys 3 and girls in finance only. Girls in finance only is 4. Okay, so the ratio will be 3:4. Okay, I'm sorry. Marketing and finance, basically it is 3 plus 2, 5. So it is 5:4. Okay, because we have to take this data into consideration, because 2 is 2 students, 2 boys are having marketing, finance and HR. That means in marketing, finance, both this 2 is also included. Okay. By what percent is the number of boys in marketing more than the number of girls in HR discipline? So boys in marketing is 28 and girls in HR is 24. Now since what percentage of boys are more, that means the base, in the base we have to take the number of boys in marketing, right? So boys in marketing 28. And the difference between boys in marketing and girls in HR is 28 and 4. That is 4 into 100. Okay, so that is 100 by 7. So that is around 14%. Pretty simple. Since we have to find out the percentage of boys more, that's because of that reason I have taken 28 in the base. Okay, that is the boys in marketing. The ratio of boys and girls enrolled in HR discipline only. HR discipline only. So only HR boys 10, only HR girls 11. So that's pretty simple. I hope you are clear with all the 5 questions. Okay, City X has 6 villages around it. The population of village A is 25% of the population of city X, while that of village B is 20% of that of city X. The population of village C is 2 by 5. 2 by 5 is 40% basically of that of city X. Population of village D is this. E is this. We have been given the population of village F is 21,000, which is 35% of the city X, right? Now 35% is 21,000. That means 100% will be what, right? 35% of X is 21,000. Okay, so 100% we can find out, or we can find out the value of X. So X is equal to 60,000, right? So the total population of city X is 60,000. So the total population is 60,000. After that, it is very easy to answer all the questions. So let's take the questions one by one. What is the population of city X? That is 60,000, that we have already done. The respective ratio of between the population of village A and village D. Village A is 25% of X, and village D is 60% of village C. Okay, so just listen to me carefully. Village C is 40% of X, right? 40% of X, and village D is 60% of village C. So further it is 60%. So that is 25% of X, 40% of X, and this is 60% of 40% of X, right? So this percentage sign, X and X is cancelled. For this percent, I just write 100 over here, right? So this is 2500, this is 2400. So basically it is 25 by 24. Okay, so that is 25 by 24. I hope you are getting this. Next is, what is the difference between population of village C and village D? Village C population is 40% of 60,000. So 40% of 60,000 is 24,000. And the population of village D is 60% of this, right? So 60% of 24,000, I just deduct. So precisely what is happening, this is 100% of 24,000, and from this I am deducting 60% of 24,000. So the remaining will be 40% of 24,000, right? So no need to go for any sort of calculation. Your answer will be 40% of 24,000. So 24 into 4, 96. So your answer will be 9600. So doesn't require any paperwork. Okay. Then by what percent is the population of village E less than that of village A? Village A we have already calculated, that is 25% of 60,000, that is 15,000. So it is 15,000. Then village E is 85% of village B. Village B is 20%. 20%, that is 12,000. And village E is this 85% of 12,000, right? E is 85% of 12,000. So 85% of 12,000. So I just calculate 0.85. 10,000, 10,200. So 15,000 minus 10,200. So that will be 4,800 over 15,000, because by what percent population of village E less than that of village A? So we'll keep 15,000, that is the population of village A, in the denominator. Okay. So the answer is 480 by 15. Okay. I'm sorry. 15 3s are 45, 3, 15. 2s are 30. So it's 32%. So that was pretty simple. I hope you are clear with all the 5 problems. Now this is the question from a set of questions, in fact, from RRB 2014 paper. There are 19,000 students in college B. Each of them is studying either one or more of the given languages, that is Japanese, Korean and Latin. The ratio of male to female student is 9:11. So basically 9:11 is a breakup of 19,000. So this is actually 20 and this is 19,000. So basically we have to convert 19,000 in the ratio 9:11, right? So just divide it by 20 first. So that is 950 into 9 and 950 into 11, right? So males and females, 950 into 9 and 950 into 11. Okay. So this is the total number of males 8550. This is total number of females 10450. 14% of the male students study only Japanese, 12% study only Korean, and 20% study only Latin. 16% of the male students study only Japanese and Korean. Okay. So once again we need to draw the Venn diagrams for males and females, right? So now once again we have to draw the Venn diagram. So this for males, the three languages, Japanese, Latin and Korean. The females, the three languages, Japanese, Latin, Korean. Okay. 14% of the male students study only Japanese, 12% study only Korean, and 20% study only Latin. 16% Japanese and Korean, 22% Korean and Latin, and 8% study only Japanese and Latin. The remaining male students study all the given languages, but we don't know how many students study all the given languages, right? So we do not know this data, right? But we know the remaining calculations. So what we can do is we can start filling from these regions, right? So this is the area that is common between only Latin and Japanese. Similarly, this is the area that is common between only Latin and Korean. Similarly, this is between Japanese and Korean, right? So what we can do, suppose we take this 8% study only Japanese and Latin. So Japanese and Latin 8%. So I just write 8 over here. Then 22% study only Korean and Latin. Korean and Latin 22%. So I just write 22 over here. Then 16% of the male only Japanese and Korean. So 16 Japanese and Korean. I write 16 over here. Right. So this the three common regions have been filled up. Now we see 14% students study only Japanese. Only Japanese 14%. So I write 14%. Then 12% only Korean. So that is only Korean, and 20% only Latin. So that is only Latin. So this is just a percentage breakup. We have not broken up the figure like this 8550 and 10450. Now similarly we can fill up this Venn diagram also. 22% of female students study only Japanese, 18% only Korean, and 22% only Latin. 12% of female study only Japanese and Korean. Japanese and Korean 12%, then 16% Korean and Latin, 16%, then 10% only Japanese and Latin, 10%, only Japanese 22%, only Korean 18%, only Latin 20%. Over here also we don't know this figure. Now this entire total should be 100. So whatever the remaining figure, if we add up all these data and deduct it from 100, we'll be getting the value of this common region that is common among the three circles. Okay, so let's add it up. 22 and 8 30, 50, 50 and 30 80, 80 90, 92. So here it is 8 to make it 100%. Similarly 30, the 12 plus 18 30, 40, 50 60, 70 80, 90 and 98. So this is just 2%, right? So 2% of the females study all the three languages, okay, and 8% of the males study all the three languages. Okay. Now let's take the questions. The first question, definitely the questions involve some calculation, because this is really awkward figure 8550, and yes, 10450, still it is also an awkward figure, right? So it will involve bit of the calculation, right? So just do it carefully. The number of male students who study more than one of the given language is what percent more than the number of female students who study more than one of the given languages. So more than one given languages in case of males, that is what we can do is, see, this total is 100, right? And exactly one is 26 and 2046. So 54% student, 54% male students study more than one of the given languages. So 54% of 8550. So this is 0.54 of 8550. Right? And is what percent more than the number of female students who study more than one of the given languages. So once again, this total is 100. So 22 and 18, 30 and 2, 50. I'm sorry, this is 40. So 40, 50, 60. So 40% of 10450. So this 0.4 of 10450. Now since we have to find out this is how much percent more than this, right? So this will be treated as the base. That means number of female students will be there in the base. Now just listen to me carefully. Initially I just write the entire statement for you. Once you are conceptually clear, then you don't have to write the entire statement over here. Now in the base we have to take this, that is 0.4 into 10450, that is 40% of 10450. So that is 40% of 10450, and in the numerator we have to take the difference of these two. So that is 54% of 8550 minus 40% of 10,450 into 100. Right? So this is actually percentage. So percentage I can take common, and there's denominator 40%. So the percentage from numerator and denominator, it is cancelled. Right? Now there are no dots in numerator or in denominator. Now we can just even do this. Now you can see 1045. That is, this is 5 and this is 5. That means the denominator is multiple of 11, right? So you can rule out the options where the denominator is multiple of, not multiple of 11. Okay, so these two options are ruled out. Similarly, I can cancel this 4 from the numerator. So here I am getting 2, and 1, 2 I have to take from this. So in all it will be 4. So it is 42. Then 1, 7 and 5, and this is 10. So I just put a 0 over here. Can take these two zeros once again over here. Now 209, and this is also 209, and this okay. Now as we have already discussed, the denominator is multiple of 11, right? So we just can break it up into 11 into some other number. So precisely it is 11 into 19. So I divide the entire calculation by 11. So this is 19 11 times, because we have to put up the 11 the number 11 into denominator, right? That means this number they should be divisible by 19. So this is also 11, and this is okay. So now you are left with 27 into 45 minus 1100 minus 11. Okay, this 20 should be actually over here. Made a mistake, and in denominator you have 11. Basically I put up that zeros over here, but these two zeros I just took it from this zero, these two zeros, so that will be actually 1100. I regret for the mistake. So it's 27 into 45 minus 1100, and in the denominator 11 is there. So that is 1215 minus 1100. So that is 115 by 11. So 115 by 11, right? 110 plus 5, 115 by 11. So this is the correct answer, right? So definitely some of the questions may take time, but in some of the questions you can save the time, right? So over here I saved the time as I didn't multiply 54 and 8550 and 40 in 104550, whatever the number was, right? So instead of that I just divide both the terms, okay, separately to reduce the calculation time. I hope you are getting this method. And I am really sorry once again for this double zeros over here. That double zero which I took from these 104500, that should be part of this only, not the entire calculation, right? Now how many male students study Japanese language? Japanese, the total is 14 plus 16, 30, 30 and 16, 46. 46% of 8550. So 46 into 8550 by 100. So this is the calculation you have to make. 5 2s. So if we look at the option, our unit digit must be 3. 3 into 1, 3. So there is just single option having unit digit as 3. So no need to calculate further. And since there is none of these, no need to worry. Okay. So you can see this question, the last question, didn't take any time, hardly 20 seconds. What is the ratio of number of male students who study Korean to the number of female students who study the same language? So male students who study Korean, first of all 8550, and Korean we have 12 plus 8, 20, 20, 30, 40, 50, 58%. Okay, so this is male students, and female is 10450 into Korean is 18 plus 2, 20, 20 and 30, 40, 48. Okay, so this ratio we have to find out. Now even in this case you don't have to go for the entire calculation, right? You can see this number is multiple of 29 and this number 229 and this is 224, right? Now in the denominator we don't see any multiple of 29 now. Okay, so that means and since 29 is a prime number and we don't see any multiple of 29 in the denominator, so if we see any multiple of 29 in the denominator we can cancel it like this, right? And in the numerator we can see the number is multiple of 29. So among the options we have number of the option which we have numerator multiple of 29 is this and this. So our answer will be one of this or this. Okay, now once again we can rule this out because after 29 this number is an odd number, right? So we cannot get any even number from this calculation. Some cancellations will be definitely there, but in the numerator we can get an odd number only. We cannot get an even number. So just rule this out. Just go for 87 is to 88. Okay, and we already know that 1045 is multiple of 11, that we have discussed even in the first question, right? So in the denominator the number should be multiple of 11, the number should be multiple of 8 because we have 24 over here, right? And the 855, this is multiple of 9 and this is also multiple of 9, so 9 would have been cancelled. But you don't have to go to that level, you just can rule out this option. The first rule out is number of the numerator should be multiple of 29, so we can choose these two options. Apart from that, the second rule out is the numerator should be an odd number. So once again we can rule this out. Okay, so I hope you are clear that your answer will be 87 is to 88. So in this question also you will be able to save a lot of time if you are able to follow these sort of methods. What is the difference between the number of female students who study Latin and number of male students who study the same language? So female we have 10450 and percentage is of Latin. Latin is 20, then 30, 48. So it is 48%, and number of male who study the same language, that is 8550 into Latin is 22 and 8, 30, 40, 50, 58%. Okay, so percentage, so I will divide the entire calculation by 100. So once again, don't go for the entire calculation. Take the zeros common. Still we are left with 10. So that is 2 and 5. So from the numerator we take out 2 and 5 both as well, right? So it will be cancelled. 5 we take from here. So it will be 209. 2 we take from here. So again we have taken out 10, and from here we take 5 from here, and from 58 we take 2. So now we are left with the calculation 209 into 24 minus 171 into 29. So once again, don't go for the multiplication. What you can do for the first you can eliminate some of the option by finding out the unit digit. So 9 into 4, 36. So unit digit is 6, minus 1 into 9, the unit digit is 9. So 6 minus 9 cannot be calculated. So we'll be going for 16 minus 9. So the unit digit must be 7. So we just have one option having unit digit as 7. So no need to calculate further. If you had got the unit digit as 3, then in that case we have to calculate, because we have two options with unit digit as 3. But in this case, fortunately, we just have the unit digit as 7. Okay, so we just have a single option and there is none of these, so no need to worry. Apart from that, if you had got 3 as the unit digit in your case, you can even go for the digital root method as well, because the answer is not approximated, is a complete value. So you can even choose the digital root method. Okay, so the digital root of this is 7 and digital root of this is 2. Okay, so the digital root are unique. So after getting the unit digit, you can choose the same. Okay. I hope you are clear with the methods. The number of male students who do not study Korean is what percent of the number of female students in the college? So number of female students we already know, that is 10450, and number of male students who do not study Korean is, see, number of male student is 8550, and they do not study Korean. That means the number of apart from this circle. So that is 20 plus 8, 28, and 14. 42, right? So this is 42%. So it is basically 0.42, and we have to find out the percentage. So it is 0.42, and this is 100 multiplication, so they will be cancelled. Right? Now we have to make this calculation. Once again, the denominator is multiple of 11, as we have already calculated that. So it is 5209, 517, 1. Both of them are multiple of 19, as we have already done that. 19 into 11 and 19 into 9. So the answer is 9 2s are 18, 9 4s are 36, and 1 37 by 11. Okay, so their answer is 378 by 11. So since you wish to get the exact value, so that is 34 by 11%. Okay, by mistake same options have been printed, but you can be clear, 34 by 11%. Okay, so all the 5 questions were really easy. The first question was bit time consuming. The last one was bit time consuming, not that much as the first question, but the remaining 3 questions were literally very easy, can be done. Each question can be done in less than 30 seconds, right? So you have to practice the calculations. Basically in these sort of questions, calculation is the important part. So there you have to you should be able to save the time, right? So if you apply various methods, if you do the calculation smartly, intellectually, then you can save a lot of time, right? So various methods we have discussed for calculations in this particular question. So I hope you are clear with this, and you should be able to apply all these methods. Okay, so I'll see you with more doubts in the next session. Bye bye.